understanding. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the program. A special program dedicated to all the lovers out there. A special program designed for all the would-be lovers, from the old flames to the young hearts. This is your program. Tonight, I welcome you once again to Heartbeat. And of course, my name still remains Bucci. And like a deck of cards, I am your Jack of Hearts. Tonight, once again, we take a journey down Lover's Lane to explore love in all its beauties, its wonder, its splendor, all its complexities, and all its wonderment. Tonight, once again, we take this journey to learn about love, to explore it, to grow in it, and to better understand it. So, are you out there tonight? Wrapped up in the arms of that very special person you call your heartbeat? Are you a lonely heart out there whose heart is beating and yearning for someone to call your own? Tonight, I want you to know you're not alone. Let's take this journey together. Let us discover love together. Let's embrace it. Let's learn from it. And let us grow in it. Because love loves love. Love needs love. Love thrives with love. And love grows in love. So tonight, once again, let us grow in love. We're going to take a musical break. When we come back, we're going to dive straight into the topic of the day. So don't go anywhere. Keep your dial locked. Because this is still Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. And this is Heartbeat. We'll be right back. is the glamour which turns the dust of everyday life into a golden haze. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. And if you can hear the sound of my voice, I'd like to welcome you back to Heartbeat, a program dedicated to all the lovers out there. From the young lovers to the old flames, this is a program designed specially for you and exclusive to Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. And my name is Bucci. And like a deck of cards, I am your Jack of Hearts. And the immortal words of Charlie Chaplin, I'm a tramp, a gentleman, a poet, a dreamer, a lonely fellow, always hopeful of romance and an adventure. Tonight, we want to take another journey down Lover's Lane to learn and grow in love. Now, tonight, I want to talk about something that I spoke about a few months ago, but based on popular demand and also requests made, I want to revisit the same topic again, and especially bring us back to the fore, because like we say here many times, no man is an island of knowledge. No man is a library of knowledge. We always improve on ourselves on a daily basis. We learn, we grow. We make our mistakes, we learn, and we grow. Tonight, I want to talk about conflict. Now, once you hear conflict, everybody tends to jitter and shake away. But conflict is a healthy part of any relationship. My father will say, or my father used to say, my father will say to me that any relationship without conflict is not a true relationship. Whether it's in love, in marriage, in friendship, even with co-workers, conflict is a part of who we are. And the reason why it's like this is because we are different people who grew up differently, have different goals, different ideals, see things differently, experience things differently. We all have our own points of view. We all have our own points of our own experiences that inform us, that shape us and mold us to the people that we are now. Now, conflict is a part of life. The truth is, it exists as a reality of any relationship. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. You see, in fact, a relationship with no apparent conflict, if you're in a relationship and maybe you're dating this guy or you're dating this girl and you've never had any kind of conflict or disagreement or argument, there's something seriously wrong. It's actually an unhealthy relationship. What I mean is this. A relationship with no apparent kind of conflict, to be honest, may be unhealthier than one with frequent conflict. You see, conflicts are critical. They stand as critical events that can either weaken our relationships or strengthen them. A conflict, of course, can be productive. It can create deeper understanding in a relationship. It can even create closeness and respect. Or a conflict can be destructive. It can cause resentment. It can cause hostility. If you're married, it can even cause divorce. Now, how this conflict gets resolved, and not per se how it occurred, is actually the vital part in this kind of a situation, especially when it comes to conflict. It's not about how it started, it's about how it ends, and it's about the result after it. Now, it's like I said, a critical factor in determining whether a relationship will be healthy or unhealthy. The end product of that conflict, that conflict How do you move forward? How do you move past this? Do you learn from this? Does it build a deeper bond with your partner? Or do you not learn from it and keep making the same mistakes over and over and repeat the same point of conflict or that same crosshair? Now, conflicts can run from even the smallest infractions, minor things, to even deep, big, critical fights, critical issues. Conflicts are based on probably needs, preferences, interests, conflict of ideologies. There's so many things that can cause a conflict. Now, when it comes to conflicts, you have to also understand there are different styles towards handling conflicts, towards conflict resolution. There are people that just avoid and deny the existence of conflict. You know what? I'm just going to ignore this situation. I'm just going to keep living around it instead of having the bravery enough to actually step into the fire and confront the conflict head on towards bridging or finding that solution. Some people just rather give in than struggle through it. Like I said, some people just, you know what? I don't want to argue with you. I accept it's my fault. Let's move on. Sometimes you just have to bite the bullet and get into it. No, stand your ground. Make whatever argument you want to make. Pass your point across. Let your feelings be known on a certain subject matter. Sometimes you just have to do that. It doesn't make you a bad person, but sometimes a conflict deserves that kind of detail, that type of attentiveness, that type of, for lack of a better word, that type of commitment. Committing to the conflict, committing to it towards peaceful resolution, towards healthier understanding. Now, some people also get it competitive. It becomes an issue of, no, you were right the last time, now it's my turn. It becomes, no, my way must go through. I must win. It's like a competition, like a race. Who's going to win this argument? For some people, that's what conflict comes down to. Sometimes they use their power of influence to control, to get their way. Some people just compromise, or then try to subtly manipulate the conflict in towards their favor. Try to win, to gain more ground. You see, a few people can even control their anger, that competitiveness, that I give in feelings, those that kind of just serve us in the wrong way, that create those negative emotions. All these things are negative approaches. All what I've just listed now, they're negative. They don't help with the conflict. Now, in a healthy conflict or towards healthy conflict resolution, you can either have a win-win situation, a no-lose situation, or a win-lose situation, which is equality, win-win. You get your way in certain aspects, I get my way in a certain aspect, and we all move forward together. No lose. When you both kind of find an alternative towards everybody getting their own way or getting whatever it is, the option you both accept that, you know what, none of us will gain from this situation. Take, for example, maybe you and your wife or your spouse have been saving money towards maybe saving some money, and now it's come down to a decision. Do we buy a car or do we change a fridge? Now, if car maybe be more in favor of the guy or the girl, or maybe a fridge will more be favor, that kind of situation. Instead of now, when you get into that conflict situation, instead of just, okay, you know what, why don't we just use the money for something that benefits everybody and not one person in particular? That's a no-lose situation. Or a win-lose situation. Maybe you have there are two choices. Let's say that same sort of choice. Maybe for this situation, you both make a conscious decision. You know what? Let's get the fridge now, but next time we get the car later. using that same analogy of the argument. That's a win-lose. That's equality. You both decide on a conscious level, we're going to agree to this thing, but the next time we're going to have to go the other way so that there's balance, there's equality, because everybody wants to feel like they are equal contributor in in a given relationship. Husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, everybody wants to feel like their side is being heard and they're being understood, and also their impact or contribution is also being felt. You see, healthy conflict resolution, it's easy to understand on an intellectual level. Let's apply reason and logic and we can understand. Yes, reasonably, technically, this sounds like a really good idea on paper. When we think about it as adults, this actually sounds like a good idea. But when it comes down to emotions, when it comes down to that crux of a relationship, reason and logic always tend to walk out the door. It's not easy to apply in context of an emotional relationship. But then, that ease can be there. It can be applied once there's trust, once there's faith and trust and commitment on both parties in said relationship. You see, both parties must view their conflict as a problem to be solved by both, by them, not by outsiders, by themselves. That's how a healthy resolution to a conflict can come about. I'm here with my girlfriend, I'm here with my boyfriend, this is my wife, this is my husband. Now we have this problem, this conflict, this impasse. Now it's up to us to solve this problem ourselves towards our own benefit. Now, if both parties come into said conflict with that kind of mindset, it's always easier to find a solution that favors everybody and can move forward together, because you see yourselves as a unit, not as separate entities, but as a unit. You see, we must also understand that as individuals, we are individuals in our own relation. When we come into a relationship, we come in as individuals. We come in with our own different ideals, with our own different views, with our own opinions, with our own concepts. But when it comes to conflict resolution, we must also understand and acknowledge the fact that yes, as we are individuals, as I am a person and my partner is a person, as I have my own thoughts and feelings, my partner also has their own thoughts and feelings. But we are in this relationship together, not for the betterment of one person, but the betterment of both of us as together, as a team. You see, it's not the best deal when whatever conflict resolution comes out benefits one person. You see, a healthy conflict resolution comes about when you find the best solution for both parties, for us, using yourself in a relationship, for not me, for us. So if you're in that conflict, if you're in a conflict situation with your paramour, with your partner, with your girlfriend, with your boyfriend, with your husband, with your wife, whoever it is, when you want to settle, think about what is the best way or the best solution that benefits both of us. Not how it suits you or what your thought process thinks. Now, the only way you're going to see or get that solution that benefits both is by talking to the other person and understanding where they're coming from. You see, the thing is, both parties, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, they must actively, both of you have to actively participate and make the effort and commitment to work hard together. I think this is the key point that I have to make when it comes to the subject like this. Both parties must actively participate and make that conscious effort and commitment to work hard together to find that solution that is fair and acceptable for both of you, not for one, not for your partner, but for both of you. That is what you call healthy conflict resolution when it comes to relationships. You see, if you disregard or minimize or even invalidate your spouse's position, your partner's position, if you degrade it, if you just push it aside, or if you must always get your way, the truth is you are damaging your relationship. It shows a lack of sensitivity on your own part, a lack of consideration, a lack of even respect for your spouse, for your partner, for their position, for their thoughts, for their feelings. And that can cause even hurt and resentment. And that's why conflict deepens. Because everybody's trying to protect their own interests instead of looking at how our own interest for us. You see, if fear and power, if you use maybe that fear and power to win that conflict resolution, the relationship is in fact you're mortally wounding your relationship, and that pain is deep. That pain is something very hard to heal. Or on the other hand, if you're just a giver, let's say you're a giver, you're willing to constantly, to try and keep your spouse happy. You decide, you know what, my feelings don't matter. Let me do this to make you happy. Let me satisfy you by avoiding conflict. Let me avoid conflict so that you can be happy. You also are damaging your relationship. You want to be the good person. You want to, you know what, let me be the good person. Let me just accept, yes, honey, okay, I'm sorry. Yes, even though it's not my fault, but I accept full responsibility so that you can be happy. Let us have peace. You're killing your relationship. Because in the end, you are unconsciously and inadvertently teaching your spouse to be insensitive to your needs and self-serving them at your own expense. I say this to you tonight because I'm speaking from experience. I was in a relationship, and every time conflict came to the surface, every time there was an issue where we reached an impasse, where she had her own opinion and I had my own opinion, and I thought I was doing the right thing by, oh, you know what, let me, for peace to reign, for her to be, I would just want us to grow together. You know what, I accept it's my fault, I accept, or okay, you know what, let's just do it your way. I want you to be happy. I didn't know. It took a lesson. It was a big lesson for me to learn. I didn't know I was killing my relationship, because in the end, it got to a point where constantly we'd get into this kind of a situation. We'd argue, and then I would just accept, like, okay, you know what, I accept. Let's let peace reign. Let peace reign. Let's peace reign. I accept. Let's do it this way so that you'll be happy. In the end, I became resentful of my partner. Why must it always be your way? Why must we always do it like this? My partner, in turn, became insensitive to my own needs, because I had instilled a culture of acceptance. I had instilled that culture of, you know what, you get your way, and that's self-serving. You see, the truth is, in that situation, in that relationship, if you were in my position at that point in time, your self-esteem, let me use myself, my self-esteem and my self-worth were deteriorating day by day in said relationship. So if you are in that situation, you are killing your self-esteem and your self-worth. We talked about self-esteem and self-worth, I think a few episodes back. You can actually go online and check out that talk. self-esteem, confidence, your self-worth, your value in your relationship. You are killing it. Of course. And you're also growing resentment in your relationship. That resentment will fester and it acts like a poison. It just poisons your relationship because every time you keep accepting, I accept my fault, I take all the blame, I accept, you then end up resenting that person. And then when the day you break loose and you decide you can't accept this anymore, your partner becomes baffled. Why won't you accept it? Because you have instilled that culture in your relationship. You see, there's certain attitudes needed for healthy conflict resolution in a relationship. You have to start with the right frame of mind. You see, you approach the conflict as two equals working together to solve a problem. That's how you need to face a conflict in your relationship. You're an individual, I'm an individual. You have your opinion, I have my opinion. But essentially, you care about me, I care about you. We share a relationship. So let us together sit down together and find a solution and try and solve this problem together as equals. There is no rule book that says, oh, because you're the man, you must solve the problem. Or because you're a woman and you're not emotionally in tune with yourself, you deal with all the emotional things in the problem and solve the problem. No, both people must be willing and vulnerable enough to step in together to solve the problem together as equal partners. So don't get caught up with your immediate want. Your want that you're going to lose sight, and you forget the more important things that you want to have a long, healthy relationship. You forget about the long run. You look at the now and you don't look at tomorrow. You want to enjoy your relationship. And also don't forget about the good that person has done. I talked about yesterday hurting a friend. And there was something she said to me that just resonated with me when it came down to talking, when we came down to trying to solve that problem or to redeem myself. We talked about redemption yesterday. The truth is, in a conflict, you tend to look at the bad things. You look at the negative things that person has done. This is what the person has done to me. This is how they've treated me. You look at the negatives and you tend to overlook and forget the positives, the good things about that person. What made you fall in love with this person? What are those things? The daily, even the little things, the many things. We tend to overlook that and we focus on just the negatives. Whenever it comes down even to a conflict, we just, this is it, that thing, that bad thing, this is it. I focus on that. What about the good? You forget the good things. You forget how that person makes you happy or the things that make you smile with this person. You just focus on those negatives, and that's how you kill your relationship. You see, if you're too angry or too hurt to be able to control your feelings and remain respectful, then maybe in that situation, when it comes to, why not let yourself calm down, think, go back before dealing with that issue. You can't deal with it. You can't have conflict resolution when your emotions are still high, when your mind is still on another level. You're still in warrior mode. I call it warrior mode. When you're still in warrior mode, you want to sit down. You can't. Both of you have to be calm enough. Sit down and have a healthy, open, frank conversation, dialogue. A conversation is two ways. It means you're speaking and listening. And that is also happening with your partner, not you just hyping on. You also listen. You analyze, you learn, and you grow together. You see, handling a conflict, when you're handling a conflict with a loved one or someone you want to have a good long-term relationship with, it's different. It's different than negotiating with someone you don't even care about or you need, or maybe a dealer that you want to buy a car from or a salesman. It's totally different. You see, when it comes to a loved one, you have to be concerned about his or her best interests. You both should be open and honest and remain respectful, not disruptive, deceitful, or try and manipulate or be disrespectful to that person. You have to both, it's called mutual trust, mutual respect. It is necessary, and it's the core issue for a healthy long-term relationship. Without that, you're just weakening and undermining a relationship. You see, like I said before, having negative, distrustful attitude is bad. It's detrimental for the progress of your relationship. Believing that you must win the argument, or otherwise you're going to lose face, or you're not going to be respected as a man, or you're not assertive enough as an independent woman. How can I know, or that person is going to see me as inferior? Those are all negative attitudes and are very harmful approaches towards conflict resolution in your relationships. So what are the stages of healthy conflict resolution? 1, identify the problem or the issue. Understanding what it is, discussion, have a discussion to understand both sides of the problem, the conflict, where it comes down to it might not even be about that thing you think you're arguing about. It might be a deeper seated issue. So having that clarity, clarify and understand each other from each other's aspects, exactly what this conflict is about, what it involves, what are the parameters. Understand this. That's where you're beginning. That's your starting point. 2, generate several possible solutions. Create, if you have to even write it down, or even draw up a chart. What are the possible solutions to this problem? Okay, we understand where we're coming from. I understand what you're saying. You understand what I'm saying. Okay, how can we solve this problem? Come up with multiple, not one solution. It's either this way or no way. No, we can try this way, or what if we try this way? Maybe we can try this alternative. Then, your next step, easy. Evaluate the alternative solutions. Go through each point. Each possible solution that you and your partner have drawn up. Go through each one. Okay, what are the factors? If we try it this way, what are the factors? What could be the results? What could be the potentials, the advantages and disadvantages? Now, from there, you decide. Decide on the best solution or the best alternative that suits both of you. Select the alternative that is mutually acceptable by both of you. Implement. The next point is to implement that solution. Put it into practice, not just saying it on paper. Now let us do it. Let us walk in our truth. Let us accept this. Let us accept this and let us put it into practice. Practical. Not saying it. We said it and then we don't do it. No, you say it and you do it. You don't just talk the talk. You walk the walk. Then, of course, you follow up on that solution. A follow-up, evaluate it. Okay, we've tried this now. We've decided we're working on it. Now, give it some time. This is a mutual, let's say like a mutual, when a mutual solution, of course, has been agreed on, and you've put it into practice towards solving that problem. Check up on your partner. Does this solution that we've agreed on, is it working? Discuss, open discussions. I always say this, I preach it as much as I can. Healthy communication is the key of any relationship. It is the foundation. Always communicate. Lack of communication is even a common mistake we make when it comes towards conflict resolution. You don't discuss the method, or you don't discuss you don't have that discussion with your partner about the solution, or even when you've decided this is the solution we're going to go with, you don't follow up. You don't find out, how is it affecting you? Is it working? You keep quiet. Or maybe sometimes even in that when you're talking, you hold back some information. important information maybe that would even alter the argument or the conflict resolution. You keep something back, and then in the end, it's like you don't have all the facts. So how are you supposed to move forward? Another big mistake we make, we're too invested in getting our own way. It must be like this. No, I will not look at any other thing. If we're not doing this like this, you give yourselves ultimatums. I was in a relationship. My partner was giving me an ultimatum. If it's not like this, then we don't move forward. And I asked myself, I said, seriously? Really? So it's either your way or we can't move forward. She said, no, it must be like this. Or in fact, if we don't do it like this in this given point in time, forget it. The relationship is over. And I said, okay, fine. If we're going to watch the house burn, let's watch the house burn. Fine. And that's how it ended. You don't give your partner ultimatums. Meet your partner halfway. Sit down and talk things out. You're too invested in getting your own way or making extreme demands. It must be like this. There's no room to be flexible. It's either like this or it's not. It's not fair. You tend to also forget that there are other several ways. We tend to do this when we get into these conflict, when we get into conflict or arguments with our partner. We forget that there are several different ways to look at a situation. There's several different solutions. There's not just one way. There are many ways. We just fixate on our own, the one that we think is the best. We don't want to think outside the box. We don't want to consider maybe there's an alternative to this. It's this way or no way. We focus too much on what we could lose and not enough on what we could gain. Because in conflict, when you're getting into an argument, sometimes it feels like, oh, if I don't get my way, I'm going to lose. But then, what is it? Why not step out of yourself and look, what could we gain from this? If we tried it this way, what are the benefits? We believe that in order to win a conflict, the other person must lose. Therefore, winners and losers. You forget that there's a win-win situation where everybody gets their way. You get what you want. I get what we want. We move forward together. We become selfish in our pride and in our ignorance. It must be like this, and then you don't get your way, and that's how we move forward. Nope. In fact, sometimes we even bring in external issues that don't even have anything to do with the said conflict in the first place. We've bottled up some sort of stored anger, and then we're bringing it all in. Oh, remember this from 5 years ago? Well, it's coming in here, but it has nothing to do in this context. But we bring it in. That's what kills our relationship. So, my brothers, my sisters, the people out there who are listening to me tonight, I want you to remember one thing. Conflict is, in fact, you cannot avoid conflict in a relationship. It is a part of your relationship. It is a way of life. As long as you're two different people, you're going to have issues you're going to butt heads on. But it's not the end of the world. And it's not something we should shy away from. Depending on how you handle your relationship, how you handle that conflict when it comes up, when it arises, that's what determines whether your relationship will grow and blossom or whether it will wither and die. So go back, evaluate that. Are you in a relationship right now that you're having some kind of conflict in? Why not go back and evaluate? Think about what we've talked about tonight and try and apply some of these steps in your relationship and see how you can overcome that conflict and grow and become better and more loving and more understanding with your partner. This is still Human Rights Radio, 101.1 FM. We're going to take a musical break, and when we come back, we're going to continue this topic, and we're also going to open up the lines to you out there for you to call in, share your thoughts. What's troubling you in your relationship right now? How can we prefer you with that perfect conflict resolution to your problem? Or You can actually call in and contribute. If there's something I missed out on that we talked about tonight, you can actually call in and give your own thoughts. Or maybe there's someone special out there that you just want to reach out to and tell them how much they mean to you. You can do that right after this break.
Welcome, my dear, dear friends.
Human Rights Radio.
Radio 101.1 FM. Welcome back to the program, Heartbeat. It's a program dedicated to all the lovers out there. Tonight, I'd like to open up the lines to you out there for you to call in, share your thoughts. What's troubling you in your relationship that you're looking for that solution, that answer to? Or maybe there's someone out there that you just want to reach out to and share with them. Just share that love, spread that love to that very special person. Or maybe you're a lonely heart out there looking for someone to love. Tonight, if you can hear my voice, I want you to know you're not alone, because you're here with me, Bucci, and like a deck of cards, I am your Jack of Hearts. So call in. The number to call is still 081 8999 1011. I'll take it again. 081 8999 1011. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Welcome to Heartbeat.
Okay, my name is Blessing.
Blessing. Where's Blessing calling me from?
I call it from Nassau State.
Blessing from Nassau State. How's Nassau this evening, my sister?
Fine. Happy New Year.
Oh, same to you. Same to you. Thank you so much.
Okay, I just want to wish you Happy New Year. I wish you good luck for the good job.
Oh, thank you. In fact, if you could see me right now, I'm actually blushing, but thank you so much.
Okay, I do.
All right, then. Okay. Have a pleasant evening, Blessing.
Thank you.
All right, then. All right. Yes, this is still Heartbeat, and my name is Bucci. The number to call is still 081 8999 1011. Hello, good evening. Hello? Looks like we lost that call. If you're going to call in, please turn down the volume of your radio set so that you can hear me and I can hear you and we can communicate. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, my brother. Are- Sir, could you please turn down the volume of your radio set? Hello?
Yeah.
All
Can
right.
you hear me right now?
Yes, thank you very much. What's your name, sir, and where are you calling me from?
My name is Rafka Jimmy, and
Okay.
I'm calling from Majide Port Road.
All right. How's Airport Road this evening, my brother?
Very, very cool and fantastic.
All right, then. Talk to me. What can I do for you this evening?
Hello?
Yeah, talk to me, my brother. What can I do for you this evening?
Okay, I just want to say share out to all my friends
All right.
in Gariki Market.
Okay.
Gariki Market.
All right. All right.
And my brothers and sisters, my loved ones.
Okay. Okay. That's very lovely of you, my brother.
Tonight, I'm very, very happy where I am. And
All right. Thank
just
you.
want to share with them.
All right, then. I hope they're listening, and on your behalf, wishing them a big shout out to all of them. Thank you so much, my brother.
A powerful shout out. Thank you.
All right, then. Take care. Have a lovely evening.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, this is still Heartbeat on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. Looks like we have another call. Hello, good evening. Hello? Looks like that person was shy. Hello, good evening. Hello. Hello, good evening, my brother. All right. Ibrahim from Niger State. How's Niger State this evening?
Fine, sir.
All right. Talk to me. What can I do for you this evening?
How is your work, sir?
The work is fantastic. It's fantastic. And how is yours?
Okay, so I just want to help like group like college all about the doctors. Please be patient and stay in peace.
Hello, Ibrahim. I couldn't hear what you were saying. Could you repeat what you just said?
Okay, so what I want you to help like did for me with that.
Mm-hmm.
I say that you should help me and tell the world that I'm happy with them, so I want them to discuss with each other and stay in peace. Because
All right.
what is happening now is not good.
Of course, of course.
Yes, sir.
All right. Ibrahim,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you for spreading the love to the whole world. All right, then. Have a pleasant evening. All right. Love is in the air tonight. And of course, one of the barriers of love always is conflict, which we spoke about this evening. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, my brother. What's your name and where are you calling me from?
My name is Ofai and I'm calling from Mabuchi.
Ofai from Mabuchi. How's Mabuchi this evening, my brother?
Mabuchi is fine.
All right, talk to me. What can I do for you this evening?
I have a little problem, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
There's this girl that I love so much. And although we've been friends for a while now, so I've been having these feelings for her, and I never have the courage to ask her out.
Okay.
So that is how we've been going, and it was on 28th of December.
Yes.
And I decided to, as in, let out my feelings to her.
Okay.
So then I approach her. I tell her what I have concerning her. So she was like, "Why now? What took you so long? Why did you decide to don't me, know everything about me before saying on this to me?" She was like, she now got angry, and she became mad at me. And according to her words, it's not as if she don't love me.
Okay.
But the problem is that she said that I decided to study her before I let out my feelings to her.
Okay.
And that is the only thing that is making her angry. And as I'm speaking to you right now, she's still mad at me. She just told me that she's not ready to give me an answer yet.
Okay.
And right now I'm kind of confused. And I don't know what to do.
My brother, I think in this situation, there's not really much you can do. To be honest, even in my opinion, I don't really see anything wrong that you did. You wanted to get to know her better and, understand your own feelings towards her. I understand that, the courage, you had to muster up the courage to ask her out. And yes, I mean, everybody has to do that. I mean, it's not easy to bare your soul and open up yourself and tell somebody how truly you feel about them. It's actually very difficult. But I don't think you did anything wrong in this situation. You assessed the situation. You mustered up the courage. You wanted to get to know her better. You saw that this is somebody that you like, and this is somebody that you want to, share a relationship with. And then it was a very brave thing that you did to actually muster that courage and tell her how you feel. Now, I don't understand where her anger is that you decided to get to know her. Would she prefer if a stranger walked up to her and say, "You know what, let's start dating"? No, I don't think you did anything wrong in this situation. Maybe, I'm just speaking from my own perspective. Maybe ladies can actually call in and give us their own thoughts on the matter, but I don't think you did anything wrong. And the best thing you can do in this situation, you've let her know how you feel, is for her now to, think about what she wants with you, whether she's willing to share this relationship with you, or maybe she is reluctant to actually step into, to go engage in the relationship with you. Now it's up to her. You've laid your cards out on the table. You've let her know how you feel. If it's meant to be, it will come to you. What I can say to you is you've done your part. Now the ball is in her court. It's up to her to decide if she wants to engage in a full-fledged relationship with you, or maybe she just was looking at, maybe it could also be that maybe she just wanted to be friends with you. Sometimes women just want platonic friendship with a man. They're not necessarily looking at a relationship. They're just looking to be platonic friends with a man. I remember once there was this very good friend of mine. I had a crush on her in school, and we were friends. We were friends for a very long time, but I had a crush on her. One day, like you, I mustered up the courage and I walked up to her and I told her how I felt. And she turned me down. Now, what she said to me was, I think the exact word she used was that I'm not boyfriend material, and I got upset with that. So sometime later, years later, when she had turned me down and I walked away, I came up to her and I asked her. I said, that time I asked you out, this is what you said to me. What did you mean by this? And she actually explained it to me. She said, according to her, she didn't see me as somebody she wanted to date. She saw me as her friend, as a brother. And now me bringing up a relationship kind of made the whole thing awkward, because she only just wanted to be friends with me. She wasn't attracted to me in a romantic way. She just wanted to be my friend. Now, it took me some time to actually understand this. Sometimes women just want to be friends. They're not actually looking for a relationship. Maybe it's just friendship they want with certain people. Now, maybe that's also the situation with her. Maybe that's why she's actually upset. What I would suggest to you is this. You've let her know how you feel, and it now depends on you. Are you willing, if she tells you that she doesn't want to date you, are you willing to accept that and still be her friend? Or is this something that you can't tolerate? Hello? Oh, it looks like, I'm sorry. It looks like I lost the call there. I'm sorry, my brother, but I hope you're listening to me and what I'm trying to say this evening. Sometimes it depends on that. So it depends on you. You have to now determine this. If you're willing to keep this person in your life as a friend, you must also accept the fact that maybe she's just not that into you. She doesn't feel the same way that you feel about her. But you've done your part. Give it time, and let's see what happens. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello. Why are you not picking your friend's number?
Am I? Pardon? Hello.
You are speaking with Prosper from Jabi.
Prosper from Jabi. Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm fine. I said, why are you not picking my own call? And I said that.
I was actually talking to somebody.
Okay.
Yes.
No problem.
All right.
Good evening.
Good evening, Prosper. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
And how was your day? How are you How did your day go?
My day is not fine because you used to still call me. I did that. Just answer me. Don't do that. You don't want me to see you, Abby.
Prosper, I'm a busy man. Don't be angry. And besides, this forum is a little public, so I think I will get in touch with you, Prosper. But just be a little patient with me, I promise.
If I contribute, how soon is it?
What? Are you actually making a demand? Are you making a demand, or are you making a request? Which one, Prosper?
I request now. I want to know the exact time so that I told you I'm working on something. I want to. It's going to be this week. Before this week, I'll bring it out.
All right, Prosper. I will get in touch with you ASAP. Like I said, my schedule is a little tight, but I will get in touch with you.
See, now I'm not happy. I'm not happy. Since me and you talk. I don't know. Yesterday you said something that really touched me, and I was very happy you said it. And God for me to see that you still didn't call me today. I was like,
Prosper, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I will get in touch with you ASAP. Like I said, my schedule is a little tight, but I promise you I'll get in touch with you.
Basically, right now, I still need a really bit of help.
Okay.
This lady that I met, that I told you about sometimes ago, I found out that I am so in love with her. And I don't know how you're going to do it online. Because it means putting her name online so that everyone will know I love this lady. She is a member of Firehouse. Do you know Firehouse?
Okay.
She's a member of Firehouse, and she's an usher of the pastor in Firehouse, the pastor's wife.
Yes.
And I really love that lady. Now, I want to talk to her. The brother will be looking at me. I'll be very scared. Then the father too will be looking at me, and the mom. I was like, is it that these people don't want me to talk to their daughter? Or I'm kind of confused. I don't understand.
Okay.
She wants us to talk, but I'm not
Okay. Prosper.
I want you to help me say that online.
Pardon? Sorry, Prosper. I didn't hear the last thing you said. Could you repeat what you just said now? The last part. I didn't hear you. I didn't hear the last thing you said. Could you repeat what you just said? The last part.
Hello?
Hello, Prosper. Oh, it looks like we have some network issues. Prosper, if you're out there, please call me back. I couldn't hear the last thing you said, and the line just cut. Yes, the number to call is still 081 8999 1011. Tonight we talked about conflict in relationships. You can actually go online and check out what we talked about. We stream every program live. Just go to our social media pages, whether it's Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. Type in Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM and join us there. Join the conversation live. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, my brother.
Yes, sir. It's Mr. Level calling back.
All right, my brother. Welcome.
Sir, I want to sleep, and then the program is so free. So when I sleep, how can we take you and listen to the program?
Pardon?
I said that I wanted to sleep now, and then the program is seated. When I sleep, how will I take you and listen to the program?
Okay, let me understand this. You want to sleep now?
Right? Yes, sir.
And you want to know how you listen to the program when you're sleeping?
Yes, of course, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, the program is on right now, and it's going to end by I think in just a few minutes time, by 12:30. That's when the program ends. But if you want to go back again and check out previous programs, or actually this program, like I was saying, we stream all our content live on Human Rights Radio. You just need to go to our social media pages, whether it's Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. We're online. Just type in Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM, and you can catch this program live. You can also go back and watch previous programs. You can watch all our programs, even previous episodes. Yesterday's program, day before yesterday's program. You can go and catch them all live. But this program is streaming right now online, and it's on there, so you can always connect with us there.
Okay, sir.
All right.
So no problem. Mr. Lede, you will call me back later again, inshallah.
All right, then. Thank you so much, my brother.
Thank you, sir.
All right, good night. The number to call is still 081 8999 1011. Hello, good evening. Hello?
Yeah, it's me now, Prosper. Is it a network that really...
Yes, it was network.
Okay, so you were saying...
I was saying I could not hear the last thing you were saying. Could you repeat that last part?
Okay, so I was like, the dad looks at me, and the mom too looks at me, so I'm kind of scared, you know. But the lady herself, really, once I look at her, I know that she really needs me. I love her too, and she loves me too, but I don't understand. I don't know how to go about it, because the brother and the father and the mother looks at me, and in fact, it's as if I'm not meant for their daughter. So I'm like confused right now.
You have to also understand that family will always be protective of family. Now, you want to have a relationship with this person, you're communicating with this person. Why don't you find a way to introduce yourself to the family, or let her introduce you to her family? Of course, you can't blame the parents for being skeptical. It's their child. Everybody is skeptical and protective of their children. Now, if you are looking for a relationship with said person, why not find a way to get to know her family? Fortune favors the brave. And you just have to be confident enough that, this is how I feel, and these are my intentions towards your daughter, or these are my intentions towards your sister. Why not, just there's nothing wrong. I mean, they're not going to gang up and beat you up, or they're going to lock you in prison for talking to their daughter.
I'll go with the brother first.
You said?
That is my fault. I'll go with the brother first, not
All
the
right.
parents.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Talking.
No, talk to her brother. I mean, be friends with her brother. Be friends with her own friends. Also, get to know her more. Interact with her more. She could even ease you in towards, of course, you can't blame the parents. Like I said, parents are protective of their children. So you can't, they're going to look at you definitely. But like I also said, fortune favors the brave. If you know what you're looking for, you know what what you want out of said relationship with this person, just take that leap of faith, and persistence sometimes also pays off too. So just be confident enough in what you want and your intentions too. Your intentions also matter.
And the other thing is, the other thing is the church. She always wants me to be talking to her in church, and I'm not too cool with it, because it's the house of God, and we need to respect the house of God. But she herself says, if I can't talk to her in the church, that means I can't talk to her outside. Imagine that kind of thing.
No, but what do you want to talk to her in the church about? Are you talking about having sex with her inside the church, or are you just talking about establishing a relationship?
Relationship.
There's nothing wrong. You talk to her look, the thing is, it's you that is looking for something. And right now, she feels comfortable talking with you in the church. So talk to her in the church. At least get the conversation going. At some point, it's going to, when the relationship established or gets deeper, at some point, it's going to go beyond the church. So you have to start from somewhere. You can't, sometimes you don't pick your battlefield, but you pick your strategy and you pick your weapons to go to said battlefield. Right now, the church is where you have to do your battle towards winning her heart. So start from there.
And I always want to do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I feel like I really seriously.
All right.
And maybe you used to play a song.
Hello?
You used to play song.
If I have it, I will.
I learned you were playing it again yesterday morning. Today morning by that same Good Enough by Jesse Smollett.
Okay.
We are still playing it this morning. I really enjoyed it. Then the Beyonce, do you have Beyonce?
I don't know. I'll still check for it. I will check. If I see it, I'll play it. If I don't see it,
no one loves me. I can even sing it. No one loves me like the way I love you.
I'll check for it.
Nobody loves me like I love you. Nobody loves me like I love you. Nobody loves me like I love you. That kind of song.
I'll check for it, Prosper. Don't worry. If I see it, I'll play it. Don't worry. Okay?
Okay.
All right, then.
Yeah.
All right, then. Thank you, Prosper. Thank you. This is still Human Rights Radio, 101.1 FM. And, I have another call. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good evening, my brother.
Yeah, this is Mohammed calling you from Airport Road.
Mohammed from Airport Road. How was Airport Road this evening, my brother?
Yeah, very cool.
All right. Mohammed, talk to me. What can I do for you?
Yeah, I just want to share my kind of feelings, Maybe someone will get one or two things from it.
All right. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'll be brief.
No problem.
Well, we go back to the lady. I feel if they ask a man out, but you tell the man how they feel about him, you actually end up and end up pumping them at the end.
Okay.
I don't think that is the case. Because the truth is, I have loved, and I think the most of all, for
me to say I've been in love, for me to really call that love, actually came from a lady who asked me out.
Okay.
Like, she said, yeah, she's into me.
Okay.
Okay. And I really respected her for that. I kind of loved her like no one else. Yeah. Even though we're not together right now,
Yes.
because she's out of the country, but you know, I still miss her like as if it's yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how like the ladies out there.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, my brother, for sharing. All right, then. Have a pleasant evening. All right, then. Yes. Human Rights Radio, 101.1 FM, and this is Heartbeat. And the time is giving us signals, but I think I will take just one or two more calls before we call it a night. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling me from?
I'm Favor calling from Jahi.
Favor calling from Jahi. Is that it?
Yeah.
All right, Favor from Jahi. How's Jahi this evening, my sister?
Fine, then.
All right, then. Talk to me. What can I do for you?
I just called yesterday. I was supposed to my phone went off.
Oh, okay. Yes, I remember.
Okay. I was talking about a friend, but I don't know he has been there for me.
Yes.
It's been nice, you know.
Yes.
But I kind of don't really understand him. No, I don't like him. I like him very much. But he is instead of giving him my heart. I don't know how. But it's just a nice first thing. You know that I worked well with him.
Okay.
I've been together for a long time. And he has been doing all his things to make me fall for him. I think he has done very well in that.
Okay.
I'm beginning to fall for him, but I'm scared of giving him my heart.
Why are you afraid of giving him your heart? If he's done everything he can to win your heart over, and you say you say you like him, but you're afraid of giving him your heart. Why are you afraid of giving him your heart? What's the problem?
Okay, I feel he's not straightforward.
Okay, so you don't trust him in that regard, then?
Yes, exactly.
Then that's a huge problem, because if you can't trust that that person has your best interests at heart, then there's no way you can have a relationship. The thing is, there is no two ways about it. It's either you trust this person and you let go. Trust is like faith. You know, when you say you have faith in God, you believe that God will answer your prayers. Even though you haven't seen the answer, you believe. You have to believe and trust that this person has your best interest at heart, and let go of your fears. Now, if you can't see yourself being free enough to let go of your fears. Pardon?
I want to listen to the radio.
Okay, you want to listen to the radio?
I mean, yes, I want to listen to you.
All right, then, no problem. All right, no problem. I'll keep talking. That's thank you for calling, Favor. Okay.
Thank you.
All right then. So, Favor, the truth is, if you can't let go of your fears and you keep holding on, and you feel you like this person, but you don't think you can trust them enough to give them your heart and engage in a relationship with, then you can't have a relationship with said person. Now, if this person is opening up to you and has let himself open and he wants to date you, and you don't feel the same way, there's nothing wrong in that. You just don't feel the same way about that person. Now, for you now to start looking for reasons why and why you should let go of your heart, that's where the issue comes in. If you cannot let go, because like I said, trust is like faith. It's like faith in God. You trust that this person has your best interests at heart, and so you let go. You let go of your fears and inhibitions and trust that this person, it's like when you have a baby. If you throw the baby up in the air, the baby trusts that you're going to catch him. And that's why the baby lets themselves free, because you will catch them. Just the same way, you have to let yourself free and trust that this person will catch you. But if you can't let yourself go and let yourself be free for this person to catch you, then you can't have a relationship with that person. So, Favor, the best advice I can give you in this kind of given situation, if you know that this relationship you can't let go, you can't trust and let go, because at the end, if you want people to trust you, you must be able to give out trust. You have to let go and let trust. Of course, people are going to betray your trust. People are going to hurt you. That is life. But there are also people that will not betray your trust, and there are people that will not hurt you. The only way you're going to know is by letting them in. You have to open yourself up to let love in. That's how you let it in. If you don't trust this person enough to open yourself up and let them in, then maybe that person is just not the one for you. It's as simple as that. I'm going to take one more call before I call it a night. Hello, good evening. Hello. Hello, good evening. Congratulations on being my last caller this evening. All right, what's your name and where are you calling me from?
I'm Precious. I'm calling from Nyanya.
Precious from Nyanya. How's Nyanya this evening, my sister?
It's very fine.
All right, talk to me. What can I do for you this evening?
I'm into a relationship. I have a guy that will let in our youth service.
Mm-hmm.
He's wanting to get married. We stay together all the time.
Yes.
But the problem with him is that he likes sex more than anything.
He likes sex more than anything, okay?
Each time he complains that I don't normally accept having sex with him. That's why I'm scared is for me not to get pregnant before we get married.
Okay.
But when I look at the village and whatever, their behavior over there, their village, they are too promiscuous. So it is really not to have full confidence in him.
Okay.
Because I might get married to him tomorrow. He might leave me and start moving around with other ladies. So
Okay.
that's how they are staged. The most men I saw there, they have the families that they are always out there with other women. So I'm scared. I don't want to enter into a family whereby tomorrow we now end up in divorce.
All right.
I don't know what to do.
Precious, it
For a
sounds
long
like...
time,
Hello,
for a
Precious.
long time now, I keep up from him. I just made up my mind this will not to go ahead.
Okay. Precious, it seems like you're judging this person based on his village and the contents of people from his village. I don't know if that's a very fair assessment. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I know him, but to judge him based on the antics of his village people, it's not the village does not make the man. It is the individual, himself. Now, you say you've been together since NYSC. You say you love this person, and you're even thinking about walking down the aisle with this person. But fundamentally, you don't trust this person. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying...
Not that I don't trust him. The issue there is that I've searched even the brothers, almost the whole family. So I even went to the village. I stayed for some time, move around with the sisters. All the time they keep on discussing man friend, boyfriend, girlfriend. Even the young ladies in the villages, they keep on auditioning without getting married. Promiscuity is too much over there. So
yes, but then, Precious, you're judging him on his village. Precious. How would you like it if how would you like it if somebody judged you based on the antics of your village? Let me use an example. I'm an Igbo man. Now, if people walked up to me and say, oh, because I'm an Igbo man, this stereotype with Igbo people, you don't want to be judged by stereotypes. You don't want to be judged by what a village is doing. What is he doing? He's the one you're marrying. You're not marrying the village. You're marrying the person, or you're dating that person. Is he essentially like that? Is he a promiscuous person? It's like saying, oh, this is an unfair assessment, but let me use myself. It's like saying, because I'm an Igbo man, we're all liars. All Igbo men are liars, therefore I am a liar in turn. That's not a fair assessment. You should be assessing your relationship based on him solely as an individual. That's what I'm getting. Now, the second part is, he said that he likes sex a lot. Maybe he has a high libido and he likes sex a lot. Okay. You're afraid that he's going to be promiscuous with you. That is a genuine fear. Sure. Have you let him know? Have you told him, look, this is why I fear. These are the things that outline these fears. This is what I feel. I feel like this is going to be this. But then, like I always say, if you cannot trust someone, how do you expect them to trust you? If you're judging him as an individual based on his village, what they're doing in his village and what young ladies are doing in his village, you can't even judge a man on the acts of his brother. Everybody is an individual. What is this person's character? His own character, not what his village people are doing or what his community does. Because that's not a fair assessment. You must assess this person on his merits as an individual, especially when it comes to a life partner. Does he check the boxes that make sense to you? If he doesn't, then there's no point continuing that relationship. But if you're judging him based on what the people in his village are doing, that's not a fair assessment. You have to judge him based on himself as an individual. You judge me based on Buchi. You don't judge Buchi based on his state, or you don't judge Buchi based on his village. This is how his village people are, therefore he must be like this. It doesn't work like that. Know this person. Understand this person as an individual, as a human being, stand alone, different from his people. Now, you don't judge. That's how you assess that relationship. Now, the fact that, okay, the whole let's talk about the sexual aspect. Now, he seems like he likes, like you said, he's a sexual person and he likes sex, and maybe you're not in that frame of mind, or you're not that type of person, or you prefer to wait before maybe till you're married. Let him know these are your terms. This is what you prefer. This is who you are. But he's also letting you know who he is. Essentially, he might just have a high libido. It doesn't necessarily mean that he's cheating on you. I'm not saying that he isn't, or I'm not saying that he is. It's not a fair assessment. So don't judge him based on his village. Judge him on his own character. Judge him on his own merits. Stand alone, because in the end, you're not marrying the village, you're marrying the man. You're not dating the village, you're dating the man. Okay? Oh, looks like she ended that call. Precious, I hope I've been able to help you. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the end of tonight's program. I want to thank the production team behind Heartbeat. I want to thank the boys in IT, the IT department, and Mr. Chike in the visual department for streaming us live and making me look this good. You can actually check out our programming on our social media pages: Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. Just type in Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM and you can catch a live stream of our programs. We live stream all our programs, and you can also find previous programs on all our other topics, other episodes, right there on our social media pages. My name is Buchi, and of course, like a deck of cards, I am your Jack of Hearts. A special shout out to my brother Ital out there for his production. And always remember, and also to you out there, the most important people out there, the people that call in, the people that listen, the people that like, subscribe, that share, and listen to our program. Without you, there is no us. Thank you so much for being out there. Let's do this again tomorrow. Lines will be open. Let's talk. Let us grow. And always remember, the most important thing in this life is to love and be loved. So let's spread the love. Good night.